Right now, former Wisconsin Governor Tony Earl has died. We'll take a look back at his life and impact on the state. Also, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg tours the site of the toxic train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio. This as the Biden administration faces criticism for not going sooner. This is News 3 now at noon. Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for joining us. Roads in the Madison area improving after last night's mix of sleet and freezing rain, but conditions in north of here still remain pretty slippery. Let's head to the Weather Center meteorologist Greg Barnard has a look at your certified most accurate forecast. Lots of numbers to run through.
Yeah, it's starting to wind down. We still got some drizzle out there, some flurries out there, a little bit more to the north. But overall, the big picture is just a lot of low clouds right now. But with the system spinning, most of the high clouds have pushed off to the east. You can kind of see the snow area in Iowa. That's where the snow is on the ground. But overall, still a lot of low clouds. There's your current snow depth. They've had 12 to 15 inches, even a little bit more higher in the mountains up in Minneapolis for that area. We've had a little bit less to go further south, but overall, the system did advertise as much as with the snowfall. Right now, just some light snow up to the north. For us, it's not really the radar is picking up on that light drizzle or very fine light snow sometimes. Even with 30 degrees, it is classified as freezing drizzle, although it's not really freezing at the ground when we do have some mist right now. But overall, we're around freezing for most areas. There's your snow vision, like we said, we've had for the last 24 hours. Milwaukee area up there, a little bit contaminated because of the freezing rain, but up to the north, 2 to 6 inches as you go towards Baraboo up there, about 7 inches. Lone Rock south, about 1.5 inches of real sleet and snow combination. So the ice definitely towards the south. We're seeing in areas south, 3/4 of an inch, even a little bit more as you go for northern Iowa for the system. We've had about 1/10 to about 2/10 in southern Wisconsin, but definitely just to the south is where they got hit pretty hard with that ice. Visibility, we've had some visibility earlier this morning, but so far it's improved. A little bit up to the north to the light snow or mist going on. Winds are starting to turn around. We'll see the winds increase out of the north here, so we'll see some colder air beginning to evacuate into the area. You'll see that this afternoon and through this evening. Big picture wise, the one thing to notice up to the west is something that's coming tomorrow. Those temperatures have dropped off dramatically behind this negative numbers. We're going to see a taste of that, but not too long. And then we have another system out west that's impacting that'll affect us here. Not a huge system, but something to keep in mind of. So what we got coming up, we have more snow today, not much. Cold tomorrow, definitely. Quiet weekend. I'll explain all this a bit later in the broadcast.
Like the quiet weekend part, that's for sure.
Again, we have a nice quiet weekend.
Great. All right, great. We'll check back. Thank you. Governor Evers has declared an energy emergency in order to be prepared for today. Overnight, the State Patrol had 30 officers stationed all the way from La Crosse to the Janesville and Beloit area. The snow-covered and slippery roads would generally stop power companies from sending their crews out. This is one of the main reasons Evers declared that emergency, to lift restrictions for utility crews getting to power outages across the state.
Hope is that they would actually see their service restored faster because the utilities will be able to call on crews that are in closer proximity to that particular location.
Officials say that if you see downed power lines, stay at least 25 feet away from them and never drive over them, as they could become active. Stay up to date on the weather in our First Warn Forecast weather app. It has hourly forecasts, road conditions, and the latest radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC weather.
This is a budget which increases property tax relief by over $700 million, the most historic increase in property tax relief in the history of this state.
Wisconsin's 41st governor, Tony Earl, has died after suffering a stroke. Earl was elected governor in 1983, defeating Terry Kohler by more than 230,000 votes. Taking office, he faced a $1 billion budget deficit and signed legislation making a 5% sales tax permanent. As governor, he was an advocate of legislation promoting the environment, education, and equal opportunity. In 1986, he lost his re-election bid to Republican Tommy Thompson. We'll have more on the life and career of Tony Earl coming up tonight on News 3. Tony Earl was 86 years old. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg is on the ground at the scene of the toxic train derailment in Ohio and meeting with frustrated residents. This morning, the National Transportation Safety Board revealed it's looking at a wheel bearing in the final stages of overheat failure just moments before the crash. Skylar Henry has more from the White House, where the Biden administration has faced criticism for not visiting sooner.
Trains continued along this busy rail corridor in East Palestine, Ohio, as Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg got his first look at the charred remains of tank cars that flew off the tracks earlier this year. The secretary noted an odor still lingering in the air.
Yeah.
11 derailed cars on that Norfolk Southern train were carrying a hazardous payload. As investigators determine the cause of the derailment, they're also looking at the car's standards.
Legacy cars that are due to be phased out, those are the cars that failed.
In its initial findings released today, the National Transportation Safety Board found the train was traveling below the 50-mile-per-hour max speed. But, quote, surveillance video from a local residence showed what appeared to be a wheel bearing in the final stage of overheat failure moments before the derailment. The Biden administration has defended its timing on a visit, saying it's appropriate now that the EPA has declared the emergency phase of the crash to be over. For residents, the concern is far from over. They're worried about damage from the toxic burn-off and wary of heavily polluted soil and creeks, like this one CBS News filmed yesterday.
I'm afraid of the chemicals coming here and the after effects, and, you don't know. You're not going to know.
A Pennsylvania congressman whose district borders East Palestine has called for the rail company to expand its zone for testing and financial assistance up to 30 miles from the site. Skyler Henry, CBS News, the White House.
Environmental activist Erin Brockovich is set to visit the area tomorrow. Brockovich tweeted that she plans to work with the victims of the train derailment so that they can get justice, know their legal rights, and hold the railroad accountable. Meanwhile, in Central Florida, a 19-year-old is accused of killing a 9-year-old girl and a TV news reporter, Dylan Lyons. The Orange County Sheriff said it happened near the scene of another murder allegedly committed by the same suspect. The deadly rampage began near a crime scene where a woman was found shot in her car earlier in the day in the Pine Hills neighborhood. Police say for unknown reasons, the suspect returned to the scene.
Deputies located 2 men who had been shot in or near a vehicle. They are a News 13 reporter and photographer who were on the scene to cover the homicide from this morning.
The gunman then allegedly went into a nearby home and shot a mother and her 9-year-old daughter, killing the child. The sheriff says the mother of the child killed and a news photographer remain at the hospital in critical condition. Madison police are providing an update on the deadly hit-and-run case on the city's west side last week. The department says the suspect vehicle is likely a blue 2008 to 2012 Chevy Malibu sedan. It will likely have heavy front-end damage and front window damage. The crash happened a week ago on Schrader Road when a man and his dog were hit and killed. Officers are encouraging people to submit any tips they may have about the incident to Madison Area Crime Stoppers or p3tips.com. R. Kelly will be sentenced today in a federal child pornography case in Chicago. Back in September, the disgraced R&B singer was convicted of producing child pornography and enticing a minor to engage in criminal sexual activity. The 56-year-old is already in prison serving a 30-year term for sex trafficking. Prosecutors have asked that Kelly serve 25 years in prison once his 30-year sentence is complete. The case is the culmination of nearly 3 decades of allegations that Kelly had sexually abused underage girls. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. How do you take your coffee? Sugar, cream, or olive oil? More on a new line of drinks at Starbucks. Up next in the Money Watch Report.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon.
Furniture and Appliance Mart's President's Day Appliance Sale is ending soon. Find doorbuster appliances at big discounts, like this Frigidaire built-in dishwasher, now just $549, or this Amana gas range, now just $499. At Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley off the Beltline in East Springs Drive.
Surgenian's 93-year history means you pay $93 for installation no matter how many rooms you carpet. Get carpet and pad in your old carpet removed and recycled. Our competitors can't match it. Ask about 12-month financing. Local, sustainable Surgenians.
Lake Ridge may be a new name, but it isn't a new bank. It's one built on over a century of community commitment. One equipped with all the knowledge and resources of 145 collective years of experience. Monona Bank and State Bank of Cross Plains are coming together as one. As Lake Ridge Bank, we're doing more together, for you.
Memories matter. This bend on Cox Hollow Lake was one of Dad's favorite fishing holes. Crest Funeral and Cremation Service helped us make sure he's never forgotten. Making it personal. It's how you heal. We are Crest. We truly believe your memories matter.
It's never been a better time for a fresh start with Feldco. Jumpstart your home's upgrade this month with 40% off Feldco windows, siding, doors, and roofing. Plus, no money down and no interest until 2024. Warmer weather's on its way. Get your home ready now and enjoy your windows all season long. Make your home feel new again with Feldco. But hurry, 40% off ends Tuesday. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Extremist Dan Kelly wants abortion banned, even in cases of rape, incest, and the health of the mother. For years, Kelly was on the payroll of a radical anti-abortion group working to take away women's rights. On the court, Kelly will uphold Wisconsin's 1849 criminal abortion ban that strips women of their freedom to make personal decisions on abortion. Dan Kelly, an extremist who doesn't care about us.
It's your last chance to shop Ashley's biggest President's Day sale. Get the guaranteed lowest prices of the season, starting at 30% and up to 60% off furniture and mattress doorbusters. Plus 60-month special financing and delivery in as fast as 3 days on in-stock merchandise. Sale ends Tuesday at Ashley.
The Food and Drug Administration is warning that another over-the-counter eye product could be contaminated with bacteria. Health officials are urging people to stop using Delsym Pharma's artificial eye ointment, and it's now being recalled. It's made by the same company in India that makes the EzraCare and Delsym Pharma artificial tears that were also recalled earlier this month after at least 5 people were blinded by drug-resistant bacteria. That outbreak has now expanded to 58 patients in 13 states. New draft recommendations from the FDA say plant-based dairy alternatives, like those made from almonds, oats, and soy, can now be labeled as milk, but alternative drinks must clearly identify their plant source. The guidance calls for voluntary labels that reveal if the drink has fewer nutrients than dairy milk. Dairy producers have been pushing regulators to crack down on the use of the word milk on non-dairy versions. Almond milk is the most popular plant-based milk in the U.S., though the popularity of oat milk has grown the fastest. And Starbucks is serving up a savory twist in its new line of sweet coffees, olive oil. The coffee chain is calling the new beverage line Oleato, which is Italian for with oil. Customers at Starbucks' 25 locations in Italy can already order the new beverages. There are also plans to roll out versions of those drinks in Southern California this spring, as well as the UK, Japan, and the Middle East later this year. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Chanel Call.
Checking Wall Street at the noon hour, the Dow Industrial is down 176 points. The NASDAQ off 37. The S&P 500 down 17. Coming up, Pam has today's egg prices. Greg has the latest first warn weather. And then today on Live at 4, we'll share a preview of Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra's latest performance. That's coming up today at 4.
Get 11% off everything at Menards. Enjoy the benefits of soft water with our great selection of Morton water softeners. Morton's Demand Control Wi-Fi water softener is a smarter way to manage your water. Integrated Wi-Fi capabilities allow you to monitor your salt levels and water usage from your smartphone, putting you in control while at home or away. Morton's look-ahead technology learns and predicts your water needs, saving you money. Save 11% on Morton water softeners.
Save big money at Menards.
There's
There's nothing better than a great night's sleep on a new mattress from Steinhoffels. Right now, save up to $900 on adjustable base sets. Queen Beauty Rest mattresses start at $399. Or step up to the new Beauty Rest Black and get $200 in Steinhoffels cash, plus a $100 MasterCard rewards card. And with Steinhoffels 72-month financing, your new mattress just got more affordable. So save big and rest easy on your new Beauty Rest mattress from Steinhoffels.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Why should you have to continue to do that? Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. And once again, you're called upon by your family to serve and protect. We want you to know we are here to support you. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin, with benefit approvals being issued to veterans in just days, not months. It's not easy to ask for a hand up, but we are clear in our mission. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again. 833-WISC-VRAP. That's 833-947-8727.
Please welcome Rita Wilson.
You've been acting for over 50 years.
Yes. Hold on, what'd you say there?
Plus, young Dylan.
Tyler Perry surprised you with your own show.
It's truly a blessing.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3.
The stars are pampered and polished, and when it's showtime, they're ready to shine.
Tomorrow, I'm in the 608 with an inside look at the Wisconsin Kennel Club Dog Show.
And it will be cold tomorrow, but some warmer weather on the way for the weekend. Join us tomorrow between 4:30 and 7.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Let's check in now with Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report. The big cheese contest coming up at 2 o'clock, I guess. They're live streaming the awards.
Yeah, and I'm missing it. That's one of those reasons that Yankee comes to work when I can get a chance to go to the expo. But I just got done talking to some of the folks that are still up in Green Bay. Remember, they concluded all the judging yesterday and stepped it up because of the weather. And the good news is Wisconsin is still the gorilla as far as the potential winners to be announced this afternoon. Of the 20 winners, finalists in their categories, 9 of them are from Wisconsin. So we've got almost a 50-50 chance of taking home the U.S. Champion Cheese title. Some of the winning entries in their different category that will be considered coming from Blair, Weyauwega, Shullsburg, Turtle Lake, Jim Falls, Egg Harbor, Belleville, as well as Cambria. So 2 o'clock this afternoon, they'll be live streaming the announcement on the U.S. Champion Cheese up in Green Bay at the Resch Expo. USCheeseChampion.org, US Cheese Champion on Facebook. And I'll be one of the folks that is watching with details. I'm going to be talking to John Umhafer, Executive Director of the Wisconsin Cheesemakers Association, the hosting group, coming up a little bit later this afternoon. I'll let you know what's going on. You probably heard earlier about that Food and Drug Administration ruling regarding plant-based beverages and the use of dairy on their labeling. You can imagine this has gotten a lot of reaction from Wisconsin's dairy industry. The Wisconsin Farm Bureau Federation says that keeping consumers' trust in milk is absolutely critical, and the confusion that they're facing when they go to the grocery store is something that's still not being addressed. Now, Kevin Krenz, president of the Wisconsin Farm Bureau Federation, reminds people there's a 60-day comment period on this FDA advice on plant-based beverages, and he says they intend to be very active. They are also working through Senator Tammy Baldwin's office. She has reintroduced the Dairy Pride Act that would absolutely force FDA to abide by their own definitions, which would not allow the phrase milk to be anywhere on those plant-based products. We'll see. Today, barrel cheese dropped 3 1/4 cents to 156 3/4. 40-pound block cheese down a penny at 1.95. Double A butter unchanged. And speaking of that U.S. Cheese Championship, Mark, don't forget they've been moving cheese for weeks now, and the winners from today's event are going to move yet again. They will be part of a special auction opportunity for, I guess, mostly industry people, but theoretically anybody, for a big industry conference that's coming up in April, and it's going to be in Madison.
Really? So we'll have that here.
Yep, I'll follow up. We'll
Okay.
chase the winners that way.
Keep us posted.
All right.
All right, Pam. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
What does the weather have in store? Well, here's Greg with the latest.
Well, once again, we're going to have a quiet weekend. We've had like 3 quiet weekends in a row after a Wednesday, Thursday systems, a Friday cold one, and then a quiet weekend. So it's going to kind of repeat itself. Yesterday, look at, this is the total from the airport. Now, the 1.5 inches is really snow and sleet combined. That's what goes into snow is sleet, too. So that's what we had at the airport. Other areas much further north, much more than that. Overall, for the month, we're doing pretty well. And since July 1st, we're doing quite well, too. So I think we won't pick up too much more of this, but maybe a little bit tomorrow night. And I'll brief that in a little bit here. But overall, there's your system beginning to depart. A lot of cold air to the north. Then you have a long stretch of boundary toward the west with a lot of systems that are beginning to dive into the southwest part of the U.S. That's going to play a role in our weather eventually, too. But in the meantime, the cold air to the north is the one thing that we're going to see first. That'll be starting later tonight. Overall, you see the winds are going to start picking up as that northwest wind is a departing system. A few flakes or flurries, sprinkles through this evening, and then skies clear out tonight. Then we're going to see another little weak wave tomorrow that's going to be lifting north. Eventually by Friday evening and Friday night, it'll bring some light snow to the area. Not a lot expected, just a very short time, probably before midnight before it gets out of here. And then that'll set up really a nice Saturday and Sunday with more mild temperatures, or at least where we should be. In the meantime, we're not going to see temperatures budge too much for this afternoon, really probably start falling down once the cold air and the northwest winds start picking up. A few flakes of snow here and there, but overall nothing real precipitation accumulation expected. Once again, there's your clear skies starting to come out about 10, and then after midnight, you'll see the temps drop very quickly, especially areas where they've gotten quite a bit of new snow. Northwest winds will still be blowing, but not quite as strong, so we will have a little bit of a wind chill. Time you wake up tomorrow morning, definitely going to feel like we're back in winter. 0 degrees or even colder up to the north. We'll be in the single digits south. That's not the wind chill. Wind chills could be around 0 or even just a little bit below. So once again, we're not quite back to February where we should be. So definitely a chill. We'll have the clouds increasing tomorrow. Temperatures won't budge much. Fairly cold day. We're only getting into the 20s. And then later on that evening, you can see this little bit of band of light snow will begin to spread northeast towards the area. Very quick period, probably 3 to 4 hours of some light snow. Not a lot of accumulation with this. Temperatures will hold steady overnight then, and we'll start up for a nice Saturday. Overall, for snow amounts with this, not a lot. Less than an inch is to be expected for any of the snow coming Friday night. Once again, that's all we're doing. We do have another system coming next week, but the good news with this one, it's going to be wet and warm. Right now, what we know is going to be a very wet system. This is coming Sunday night into Monday towards the end of the weekend. Rain is more likely than snow or sleet. No significant snow is expected with this one, at least in our area. What we don't know is we might see a mixed bag at the beginning or maybe at the end of this system, and how much snow we don't quite know if we do get some. Rain amounts, this could be quite excessive in some areas, maybe approaching an inch. It's a very wet system. So that's a Sunday night into Monday system that we're keeping tabs on as you go through your weekend. But overall, like I said, the weekend should be fairly quiet. Average temp is about 33, 34, so it's going to be right there where we should be. We could hit 40. That's a warm system, so Monday will be warm. We'll keep an eye on whether we get any mixed precipitation Sunday night or at the end of that. And then it remains active next week, too. So cold and then a warm weekend once again. Kind of a repeat of the last 3 weekends that we've had.
But Thursday next week, look, a Thursday without snow?
Don't be. Yeah, it's there.
That's a long way.
Right now,
long way
it could
off.
change.
That's a week away.
That's a week away.
All right, Greg, thank you. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, Howard's celebrating a special day in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Let me be the first to wish you a happy National Chili Day. No cards or parades, just a pot brimming with all sorts of goodness. Join us right here in the Test Kitchen.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Welcome to Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. Active seniors 55 plus will enjoy our new luxury apartments, professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Demery today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
Do you feel stuck living in a cold and drafty home? Well, there's a better solution than just turning up the heat. Because heating your home is by far the most expensive part of your energy bills. At USA Insulation, we fix cold homes. Most houses are built with builder's grade insulation. So when we fill your walls with our high efficiency foam, your house stays warm without turning up the heat, which saves you a lot of money. So call now and save up to 30% with the brand new energy credit.
USA Insulation.
You can't buy happiness, but you can buy an RV at Wisconsin RV World, and that's pretty darn close. Find your happiness during their RV Super Sale this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday only. Save over $30,000 on this new Heartland fifth wheel. Get this Keystone Springdale for as low as $185 a month, or this Cruiser Radiance for only $240 a month. Plus, get a 1-year no-charge camping pass with every RV purchase.
Wisconsin RV World. If it doesn't say Wisconsin, it's just another RV dealer.
DePaco Credit Union protects your well-being, supports you through life's many surprises. Because when our members love life, it makes a brighter community for all. DePaco can help you be well.
Welcome to Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. Active seniors 55 plus will enjoy our new luxury apartments, professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Demery today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
A few weeks ago, I looked at my calendar as we started laying out recipes for the weeks ahead. I have to tell you, it seems like every other day there's some kind of holiday, whether it's official or not. Everything from Valentine's Day and President's Day to National Cheese Day and Employee Appreciation Day, just to name a few. But one that I really love is National Chili Day. So to celebrate it, I thought I'd share a chili recipe that's always a winner. In a large pot, we saute some ground beef with a couple of chopped onions, some chopped pepper, and garlic. Once the beef is browned and drained, we add a couple cans of crushed tomatoes, tomato sauce, a good amount of chili powder, and a bunch of off-the-shelf spices. Now we'll let this simmer until all the flavors come together. If only cooking for all the holidays was this easy. Serve this up along with your favorite toppings and go to town. To get the recipe, just hop on our website and search for what we call Champion Chili. I know you'll be glad you did. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found an easy one-pot way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Well, it's time to introduce you to our pet of the week. This is Charlie Brown. Charlie is a very smart adult dog who is quick to learn new tricks. He loves playing with plush squeaker toys and fetch. Charlie is also a snuggler, but is afraid of passing vehicles. He's looking for a family with a big yard and no other dogs. If you're interested in meeting Charlie, contact the Humane Society's Adoption Center. Registration now open for the Humane Society Service Day. The event is scheduled for next Saturday, March 4th from noon to 1:30. Service days offer children ages 8 to 15 a chance to volunteer at the shelter and learn about the organization's classroom animals. The cost is $15 per person, and you must register before the event. Go to the website for more information. And last week's pet, Eddie the dog, and Captain Coulter, the rabbit featured the week before, are both still available. Go to the website for more information if you're adopting any of these critters. Here's Greg Woods and final check of the weather.
Yeah, we're going to have kind of a cloudy, dreary afternoon, light snow, some sprinkles, mist. We'll probably see clear conditions more overnight with those northwest winds picking up, but that sets up a real cold overnight. Single digits tomorrow morning, maybe below 0 wind chills, and then definitely cold tomorrow before we have a mild weekend in store. And there's your temperatures for tonight, and there's your mild weekend.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 4. Have a great afternoon.